What's going on?
Well, I was supposed to do that. Hold up here.
Oh, well,
Well, no, I like it. I like it. You're a real go-getter. You went for it. You felt the silence, and it needed to be, addressed.
in the gaps.
Like
In the
like a
gaps.
like the true host that you are. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the NFT, everyone. Far past the pixels and hype, tonight I am thrilled to introduce our guest. He goes by More Than Hype on X. He is a true builder in the space who lives up to his handle by delivering real value to his community and yeah, all the experiences he brings together for the people and yeah, brings them together. So without further delay, it is a pleasure to introduce Hype to the stage. How are you, Hype?
Good, man. I appreciate you having me tonight, and shout out to Make for bringing us together. First and foremost. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about a lot of topics tonight, including obviously the other side and what's going on over there. But again, I want to say thank you and having me as a guest and talking about what we got to talk about tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen it. I know that you've been very, very, very busy over at the other side, and I'm very curious to learn more because I mean, I set up my other side earlier today. Did not get too much time into it, so I'm happy to have a legend such as yourself. Give me the walkthrough. Give me the personal, tour in a way. So with I always like to begin the show by just passing the mic over to you, allowing you the opportunity to say hello to everyone, as well as even say a little bit about yourself. Just to throw in some questions like how h- how did you come into Web3? What interested you early on? How long was that? The mic is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, I was gonna say that it's kind of ironic in a way we're having this conversation in a metaverse format. Only because when I came into Web3 in 2021, which again a lot of people probably came into around the same time as I, that have been here for 3+ years and are still here today. I never thought I would be in Web3, and only because at the time I was more focused on during kind of pre and during COVID, mostly like stocks and kind of focusing on that. But funny enough, is one of the last kind of stocks I was playing with was on Kraken was Mana, and it was and Sand. And so if you think back in time, like those are focused on metaverse in terms of coins, right? So using that funds, I got into Web3 and then into NFT through a friend. And my journey was early on minting into projects. And I remember when I first got into my first project, there was this talk around metaverses, talking about Sandbox and Decentraland. And at the time, they had two completely different types of mediums for people that were consumers, or people that were very much into the metaverse environment. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to kind of point that out because again, for me, ironically, today as we go full circle, like 3.5 years later, we're talking about metaverses. And so to go from that point in time where I was buying tokens that were metaverse focused to get into NFTs, and to then be here 3 years later having conversations with the likes of you in regards to that type of stuff, it's pretty funny. So but yeah, like I said, I got into NFTs back in 21. Kind of did my rounds as a community member, focusing obviously on like buying NFTs, being part of community. And then early 2022, I kind of took a turn towards, being a founder because I'm sure a lot of you guys have been, right? I was in a lot of projects that never kind of fulfilled promises, kind of left the space. And I was like, yo, it's time to like start my own thing. So I'm not gonna get too deep with that today, but to kind of fast forward, like I've been a founder since late 2022, on Ethereum. Um,
Through
and then
the
as of
world of Tings. Am I
yeah,
correct?
World of Things. So it's basically it's a children's entertainment brand ecosystem where we're building out NFTs with lore, and that is focusing mostly on kids entertainment products. However, we have a lot of adults in our ecosystem that love, not only the IP, but what we're doing with the story and even the utilities we're building out, which will include Other Side as one of the metaverses, as well as, Nifty Island, and another one, if you may or may not know, called Income Island. So
I've heard.
And
Yep.
I can touch on those in a bit, but yeah, so like I said, fast forward to earlier this year in March, we had a decision to make because a lot of our NFTs have game mechanics involved. And as you probably know, for those that have been around a long time, ETH, even up to that point, it was still fairly high in terms of transaction fees, even though it was cheaper than it used to be about a year ago. I mean, still spending a dollar 50, anywhere like 80 cents even to do transactions when we had, holders that had like 300, 400 plus NFTs. It just didn't make logical sense. And so we felt like if we didn't move to a chain that provided these fees that were cheaper, um, our community would not be really active when it comes to participation. So we did jump to, Ape Chain in March. So I spent a bit of time there, and then we moved our first chapter collection over in May. And since then, we've been just here trying to build. And yeah, I mean, like I said, fast forward to 5 weeks ago. I mean, I've been in the space. I've been hosting some Ape Chain spaces as there's a gap of time, during the day or in the evening when there's not really Ape Chain spaces. So I just started running spaces just because I felt like community had a place to go. And so I started running spaces, which was fun. And then some of the people I met in the spaces, which today are the three gentlemen I'm working with on other games, were guys that just fell into just being in spaces together, talking about Ape Chain and projects, right? So, but yeah, like I said, fast forward to 4 weeks ago, when they reopened Other Side, they opened it with Bubbles. And for those that don't know, I mean, I think most people know what Other Side is. It's a Yuga asset that was created, several years ago. Most recently, they opened it up for Project Dragon. They did the world record, and then 4 weeks ago, they opened it up for testing for us as community. And really, what the premise around that test is to just use this thing called Bubbles. And for those that don't understand what that means, is if you've been on like X with Spaces, or if you remember the days of Clubhouse with Clubhouse Spaces, or even on Discord, these bubbles would have the ability to go in, have a host, have listeners or speakers kind of involve themselves in the conversation while you're actually floating around in the metaverse, which is kind of a cool kind of touch to it, right? Like a little bit more immersive experience visually. So like I said, they opened up 4 weeks ago. Now, when they first opened it up, a lot of us went in there, just kind of roamed around and tried out the bubbles, and kind of saw its limitations. There was only so much you could do, right? Running around in avatars,
Yep.
whether it was a Yuga asset or a base Voyager, which is basically a robot, and then using bubbles, that was kind of the limitations. So I'm going to pause right there. See if you have any questions so far.
You were pausing for me.
I'm pausing for you, buddy.
Well, I was just thinking, because like there were so many things that you just like glossed through that are very important to like what like who you are as a person within the space. I mean, you spoke about the spaces that you started hosting. Are those were you referring to the Apes Gone Wild spaces?
No, so when I was on Ethereum,
Hmm.
not only as a project founder, I used to love running spaces with other founders. Meaning I would like go in and interview, kind of in the same format you're doing right now, but just on X. And so I kind of loved having a sit down one-on-one conversation while both communities, mine and that founders community, come together to kind of listen to the back and forth, like almost like I said, a one-on-one interview, kind of a TED Talk style interview.
I like it.
And so part of my approach coming to Ape Chain wasn't necessarily to do that. It was really just to dive into building out my community and continually building forward our brand.
Hmm.
And for me, coming to a new chain, coming to anything, like I want to be there and prove myself. Like I want to build a relationship first, build a trust. And I felt that was critical, right? So it just so by chance, I love being on spaces. I love having intelligent conversation. I also love vibing, right? That's without a doubt. And so, as I got more acclimated to the community and the space, I was able to start really getting into some engaging conversations. And then I realized, why don't I try, because the community is so strong in Ape Chain, why don't I try doing some more founder spaces? So about a month and a half ago, just before Spotlight started, probably about 2 weeks before Spotlight season 2 started,
I see.
I started doing one-on-ones with the founders on Ape Chain. And most of the founders I met with had already their collections minted out and they were already building what they needed to build. And so it was fun to do that. I actually also had Cam, the head of Ape Chain, come on and be my second interview, which was amazing. And to get a person like that without stature in the ecosystem, where mostly you won't get that type of person coming into a conversation with especially with somebody they just met really only a few weeks earlier, right? Just to have that type of conversation and be inviting to that conversation.
Yeah.
It was amazing as an experience. So, but yeah, I mean, kind of with the regular spaces, like I said before, like I try to fill the gaps when spaces aren't being run. And I feel
Mhm.
like my type of format is to run spaces where anybody can come through, talk about what's kind of the events that are happening within Ape Chain, whether it's Spotlight. I know most recently I've been talking about Ape Fest, CompassCon, Other Side, of course, and now with other games. But really, these spaces, like I said, were to be either an onboarding experience or have our community that's currently there from Ape Chain, not just mine, but Ape Chain, just have a place to go and connect. And whether that's, again, through some key educational pieces where they may not have some information they want for different activations, to just really vibe spaces. And that's really what I kind of fit myself into in that kind of mold of just being that kind of fit in the guy when there's a gap. And so, yeah, I just mean I love doing spaces. I love not necessarily hosting them, but I love kind of narrating the conversation.
Mhm.
And to me, that's always been something I've enjoyed, not only as a founder, but just in general, just having communication with people. That's kind of what I did on Clubhouse days back when they had Clubhouse. Like I would have
Nice.
like spaces that run 72 hours. I would have rooms of 500 people, and it would just be topics from, music to like, I don't know, travel, like you name it. It was like the full spectrum. But again, being on Ape Chain, like just being able to have these conversations with people and getting to connect with them and learn what they're about. I say this a lot. Ape Chain definitely is the home of NFTs, and I think it definitely is the home of community, without a doubt. When I say
Mhm.
community, is like cross pollination community.
Nice, nice. So I'm looking in world. Whenever you were mentioning events that you're kind of speaking about, Rustan is asking, did he say Complex Con?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah,
How
yes, I did.
are the apes involved in Complex Con or in any way, shape, or form? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it just so happens that Ape Fest this year in October on the 24th is in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
So the previous Ape Fest was in Lisbon, Portugal, but this year Ape Fest 2025 is in Las Vegas on the 24th, and just coincidentally on the 25th and 26th, which is the Saturday and Sunday, is ComplexCon in Vegas. And so they announced about a month ago that ApeCoin is going to be the official blockchain sponsor of ComplexCon. So what that means is again, this is just me talking as community,
Mhm.
but I mean, I would truly believe that if they're sponsoring through being the official blockchain of ComplexCon, there will be some type of activation there. But outside of that, as a Bored Ape or Mutant Ape holder, we had exclusive access to ComplexCon in terms of special access, just like VIP access. But it was an ape initiative where, as an ape holder, as we got our Ape Fest tickets for participating, we also got a ComplexCon ticket attached to that, and I think it was the first 1,500 people that applied from what I know. So I was able to get a ComplexCon ticket, which gives me early access and special access to certain things at ComplexCon as one of the members of the Board Ape community. So yes, to answer your question, Ape Chain and Yuga are involved to some degree with ComplexCon this year.
That is awesome. I mean, I'm loving the the new life within projects. Like since crypto pumping, I mean, it's been a long time coming. The institutions have been buying crypto while trying to keep it down at the same time so that they could keep buying more. But I think the floodgates are open and like everyone knows what's up. And I don't know. Like, do you get the feeling like it's starting to feel like 2021 again, where there were blockchain and exchanges being like sponsors for like F1 cars. Like everyone is like back then was open to having these sponsors like highlighted on whatever it was. In a way, do you feel like we're back to that, or do we have a ways to go?
I think we have a ways to go. I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer, I think we're still ways to go just because you got to look at 2021, right? That was the initial entry for a lot of people. A lot of people got ultimately burned,
Yep.
burnt out as well in that time period. A lot of people that did stay did go through a lot of the ups and downs the last 2.5, 3 years. Uh, on a positive, I think we're getting better at this in terms of a lot of us that have been here a very long time are able to kind of safeguard our position in terms of where we are for reputation, and that I mean of the chains we're part of, but also we're able to onboard people into a more secure environment by what we've learned and what we've been burned on. So educationally speaking, I think a lot of us are savvy and smarter than we once were. That being said, though, there are savvier and smarter scammers out there, right? So, but to me, to kind of answer your question is, I think we're not there yet. I think we're getting closer. I think financially, it's great that Ethereum's up and Bitcoin's up to almost all-time highs. But as far as the NFT space, I think it still has a ways to go. I think it's gotten smaller, to be very honest.
Yes.
I mean, there's more dilution because of more blockchains out there, more L2s and L3s. I think that, this introduction of metaverses is definitely to come into play, more so the next couple of years. So games, I think, are going to be very important to building out experiences where we see more onboarding from outside of Web3. And those are critical components because, again, gaming it's universal, right? Whether it's a metaverse environment or whether it's just a standard game you're playing, like a PvP or a sports game. So I really feel like, we're getting ahead of ourselves in terms of positivity on the gaming front. I think as far as the NFTs are concerned or the digital assets, I think that will come behind it as it becomes more collectible. So if some of these projects start raising the bar in terms of IP and visibility, I think there's going to be an opportunity for those projects, like a Bored Ape, like a Pudgy Penguin, and a few others, to really start setting the tone again for what 2021 was in terms of eyes, visibility, and social when it comes to like just the ability to have these events again.
Yeah, yep. Hey, I agree with a lot that you said. So, I mean, I'm hoping for a bright future in all this, but hopefully we move into the future in a safe way. I still believe that there needs to be more like cybersecurity, Web3 security, blockchain security, like firms or people wanting to build these kind of tools out to protect others. Um, I I still feel like the masses are exposed to
Yeah.
that, like like, hey, click on this link and you'll get $500 in ETH or something like that. Like, like I feel like if you are new to Web3 and you get that first taste of like whatever it could be like an airdrop that was like thousands of dollars, and then all of a sudden you like feel like, oh, I could just get this if I click on any link. Um, kind of, yeah. I think it's important for us that have stayed here for the last few years while projects went dormant or builders went put their head down to build. Like we need to build an environment of safety and good practices, better practices. So,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead. Go
Yeah. I
ahead.
was just, I think, and I'm seeing the audience that are in the room, in Decentraland, by the way. What's up, everybody? You guys are still, I think, the pioneers. We're all the pioneers. We've set the standard. I think we're all, we've all been through what they call the trenches, right? We've all been through the ups and downs. And I really feel that because we've put so much effort into this, that we all will get rewarded. And again, when I say reward, I'm very careful with that because when I say reward, it means that our future generations will be rewarded and they'll be set in a position of safety and financial security more than we ever will be. Again, some of us might see the tail end of that maturity, get into from the foundational and pioneer to stabilization. I think we'll get to that point. And some of us might not realize that because of our age as we grow older. But I think technology will catch up where a lot of our kids, for those that are parents, our kids are the ones that are going to be kind of leading the charge, right? They're going to be the pioneers when it comes to setting the standard, keeping the safety, onboarding the right way, and really using blockchain technology to their advantage, right? So I really do feel like that is where it's going to end up more than really with us. And it sounds kind of like, oh, well, that's kind of crappy, right? Like, why are we here? But really, when people say like, are we not building generational wealth? What is generational wealth? Generational wealth is,
It's not for
yeah,
us.
financial. But it's also, if we have kids, some of us have kids, like they are theoretically the generational wealth.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we're not built. Generational wealth is not wealth built for you. It's like more like you're setting up the foundation for the next generations to thrive on what the your foundations. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
let's take a look here. See, because I thought, oh, there we go. I kind of had, and you know, this is just like a far out question. For, like, okay, we have other side metaverse. We have meta, you know, metaverse or whatever the hell they're gonna call it. Um, how do you see the future playing out between these two giants? Because I feel like, you know, other side, Board Ape Yacht Club has kind of become Goliath in its own, you know, in its own sense. And then there is like the other, like a Goliath within Web3 for sure. Like it's got its crowd. People know what Board Ape Yacht Club is or other side. And then there's Facebook. Do you think at some how do you think other side will fare to whatever um, centralized metaverse they're building over there?
Yeah, I mean, really, I know Garga had an interview the other day talking about, other side, and really what makes it different is that it's Web3 crypto focused, right? Again, I don't know what Meta's future looks like when it comes to focusing on that demographic. So you can't really compare apples to apples. I think in terms of leaders in the space, I think that when it comes to the types of metaverses that are out there that we all focus on, whether it's Decentraland, whether it's Nifty Island, whether it's Other Side, and anybody else that's really building a metaverse, I do think that, Other Side has a lot of opportunities to build out. I mean, they built this infrastructure for so long with so much capital behind it that they're not going to let it fail. I
Hmm.
mean, if you think of, and this has been a comparison I've been hearing about lately a lot, is that these worlds are going to be like Ready Player One. Maybe not to the degree of like the in body experience with haptic and whatnot for now, but when you think of like, and for those that have watched, I'm sure almost all of us have watched Ready Player One, right? Because it is metaverse focused, and we're
Hmm.
playing in the metaverse. Um, just that opening scene where they're kind of traveling through worlds that are all different, and I think that that's what I envisioned like Other Side to be, is where the swamp is the home base, and all these miniature worlds that everybody has a deed for can build upon. And whether that experience is related to gaming or just social or just kind of closed off to your own environment, whether you're a project or just like, let's be honest, like maybe there's somebody that wants to build it with their family and just have their family go on the plot of land, right? I mean, that's where I see Other Side go. And with 100,000 deeds being out there, and with the opportunity to build upon these lands with individuals that own these deeds, I think it's going to be one of the best experiences. I was saying this the other day as a joke. So I've spent a lot of time on the other side the last 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. That's only one piece of land. So if I have 50 friends build lands out, I mean, how much time will you spend in Other Side? Do you know what I mean? Like, especially if there's great experiences within those environments. So you got to kind of be careful sometimes not to get trapped into it. That being said, though, is I think there's going to be multitudes of experiences that maybe none of us get into, but maybe somebody in Web2 really gravitates towards, right? They might just love the experience, or maybe brands in Web2 start utilizing the tech and start building off these lands, their own environments for their consumers. So in terms of comparison, I think Facebook and Meta have their own kind of focus and goals. Um, I think theirs is more social when it comes to really the Web2 consumer, like
Hmm.
the typical Instagram and Facebook, and even the boomers a little bit, even though I don't foresee boomers putting on a VR glass and roaming around at 80 years old. Never know, right? But I still think Other Side and Decentraland and Sandbox and those type of metaverses that are crypto focused are still going to be different, and I think they're going to have its own unique way to carve a path, whether in Web3 or in Web2. And I don't think there's a comparison.
No, no competition, no contest.
No. Yeah.
uh, uh, sorry, Maki, my pet ferret, came to visit by climbing up my leg. I swear, we're inching closer to other side here. I just wanted to kind of just know a little more about your Apes Gone Wild spaces. Do you still host them in a way, or is it something to look out for, or like do you have a space currently that is at a set time and date, and you would love people to tune into?
Yeah, so the Apes Gone Wild space is a new space that I formulated with somebody that's been hosting spaces for a very long time, Nifty Vicious from NFA. And for me, I've told him about Ape Chain. I told him like there's a lot of great people on this chain and with community. And so, it's not a new space. It's been around for 3+ years. I've recently just joined as a co-host with that specific space to focus on Ape Chain and Ape Chain projects. But we're kind of kicking off a new name and rebranding of that space starting this Wednesday. That being said, though, as previously, and we still invite, there's been projects from all different chains, including Abstract and Cardano and Poly and ETH, and of course now ApeChain. So that's something that we're running every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time for 2 hours. Other than that, like I said, I have my own space I run on Tuesdays for my community, every Tuesday called Triple Team Tuesday. And then outside of that, I just kind of do outlier spaces right now, with just again filling the gaps. I've stopped for now the founder spaces,
Okay.
only because there's so much going on. But I'm trying to run as many spaces as I can, but without neglecting my obligations to my community, with my project World of Ting, and also now with other games being another priority for myself and the boys to kind of put together and bring that experience on Saturdays.
Yep. Well, you got right into my next question. I was going to ask about other games. What could you tell us about it? Or just give
Yeah.
us a general introduction?
Yeah, so like I was mentioning before, Other Side opened about 4 weeks ago, and a few of us just got in there and we started playing around. And just besides bubbles, there was just this kind of idea of just running around and kind of having conversations. But they added in some features into the environment, things like rails, where you can kind of slide on these rails like a skateboard, to like climbing trees, to gliding, to having like nooks and crannies within the environment you can hide. So we basically took this basic idea of like this environment and we thought, what can we do with it? And so, Timmy G Spot was the first guy to come up with a concept around let's try to race up, this. And for those that haven't been in the environment, I'll kind of explain it a little bit better so you can visualize it. But there's this cake that we nicknamed PP Man's cake. So it's literally a cake mountain. And so there's these rails that go all the way up. And without using a bubble, we all tried to get to the top. And so we did find a way to get to the top. So G Spot decided, let's try a event. He threw up a G's on Ape and some Ape coin, and said, let's invite the community just for fun to see if anybody's going to participate. And close to 40 people showed up. The game was done in like 5 minutes, so it was very, very fast. But it gave us this idea, like, hey, maybe we can hold events like this to keep people like interested. So our first official event happened 4 weeks ago, where we actually had races and different type of activities, kind of like Squid Games. And so with that being said, is we decided to add a bit more prizes. And so myself, G Spot, Honeybee, and Machiavelli had our very first game, and it was about 80 people roughly show up. And it was fun because, again, to see participation in an environment where really, again, there was nothing more to do than just roam and get into bubbles. So we figured, you know what, let's keep doing this to see where it goes. And they haven't closed down the other side yet. So we're like, we're going to take this and run with it. And so with that being said, is we got a lot of support from the communities and founders from other projects starting to donate prizes, to us starting to get engagement from the team at Yuga and other side and even Ape Chain. So not this weekend, last weekend, we had our biggest event yet, which was on Saturday, 260 plus people. And then on Sunday, we had 160 plus people from a G's only community specifically event. And that weekend, we broke other side because we were trying out games that we didn't think would actually break the system. But, part of our goal and our mission, as much as most people think that's kind of like interesting to say that, but our kind of goal is to break the system. And the reason why it's still in beta, right? And so
Yep.
for us to be able to kind of go in and break it actually is a benefit for Yuga, because you want to provide the best product available. And for us to do that now, while we're in kind of a smaller environment with less people, with less onboarding, it allows them to either fill in the gaps to fix the bugs, add enhancements, or even some recommendations from not only us, but the community. So, so basically this has been week 4. Again, we've had tremendous amount of support using like obviously the tools that have been given to us, being able to create, experiences in games. And we find that when we were doing these games, a lot of the time like got flooded after the games with content, whether by people filming content to people actually taking content of their own. And of course, the prizes were being dispersed to the community where new people were being onboarded into projects they'd never been a part of. So again, at the end of the day, all this we did was really, really cool because it kind of did a domino for a lot of different things. Again, debugging the system, activating new community members, onboarding people. So yeah, it was fun. It was good.
Nice, nice. And okay, I'm looking in the chat here. One exists. Did you have a question for Hype?
Yeah. So a metaverse you mentioned that I know of. I don't think a lot of people, especially here or anyone that I know knows much of. I'm curious what you're doing with Donna or Dylan and Darcy with Income Island.
Oh yeah. Hey, One Existence, how are you doing, brother? It's been a while.
I'm good, good. Nice to be chatting with you.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, so with Income Island specifically, I'm doing stuff on my own with my project. So right now, with Income Island, and I know you know exactly what it's about. But for those that don't, Income Island is more of a business kind of focused metaverse. And when I say business, I'll explain in a minute why. But when you think of like the visuals of Income Island, it's a lot different than a Decentraland, than another side, than a Nifty's world, like a Nifty's Island, right? It's more realistic in terms of the graphics. It looks like you're walking through a street with buildings around you that look real. Um, the interactiveness of the environment is a little different. I.e., for example, if you guys have not been a part of it, and I know One Existence probably walked through there and knows about it, is when you walk through a building, whether it's a business or even the residential homes and apartments, you can interact with TVs and computers, i.e., turn on TVs and play videos or play movies or go onto even MetaMask or OpenSea and mint stuff or buy stuff. Um, as Dylan says, who is part of the team, there's even been people that have gone on there and actually ordered food. They're like a DoorDash or Uber. So it's a little different experience. There are communities there, of course. It's a little less gameplay-ish, if that makes sense. Unlike, like a Nifty's or like a other side. It's more like peer-to-peer. For us, as an example, we're building our headquarters there, which will be an experience not only for our community with token gated areas, but we're going to have things like you're going to be able to mint in the gallery. You're going to be able to go in and look at the merch in the retail store digitally and be able to buy that product physically. We're going to have an auditorium and a movie theater. So there's a little difference there, but I'm personally excited about Income Island as well, especially for my personal community, because I think it's going to give them another avenue to experience. I hope that answers your question.
You did, and thank you. That's cool to hear. It's cool to talk to somebody else who's building in there. Yeah, I've been in there a few times. Is yours? Are people able to see where you're at yet in
Yes.
there, or? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, no. So if you've been in that environment, you'll actually know where we are. So to kind of give you a kind of a timeline, so we're right next to Meta Rides, between Meta Rides and the apartments. So there's a plot of land there right next to Meta Rides that we are basically building out. It's all fenced right now with construction. So we're right across from the exchange on the same.
I saw
Yeah.
that. Then I saw the construction set up. And it's always fun to go in there and drive around in the Meta Ride. I always end up with it in the ocean, but
Yeah. So as far as timeline is concerned, so we are finishing off our second mint at the end of this week, starting next week. And the plans are to start our building phase at the end of August into September. So with the team, I know they've gotten a lot they've gotten more efficient with the build outs. Um, if you talk to Dylan, he knows that I'm very, very meticulous about the design of our building. And the good thing is that the realism of these buildings are easy to kind of manipulate. So I've already given him, and shout out to AI, by the way, I've been able to give him kind of rough drawings through AI, what I want our building to look like. So I think by doing that, it's going to expedite the process instead of kind of going back and forth, visually in my head, like, hey, this is what it should look like. It's going to allow him to go, okay, this is what Hype wants. And so the goal is to hopefully have this building done by the start of October, if not by the end of October, before our 3-year anniversary. And so, like what I said before, is one of the key components of this building for us is that I'm going to have a lounge in the basement, and that lounge is tokenated to only our holders. And part of that experience in the lounge will be we'll have a lounge, kind of like what you guys are right now, kind of like in Decentraland, right, where you can hang out. We're going to have a movie theater, a poker and bingo room, and then we're going to have a special area called the vault. And the vault's going to be closed off. And from time to time, it's going to have access for our community to go in. And if they time it right, they'll go in there and be able to get some special gifts from us. Some digital assets to mints, to NFTs, to ApeCoin, and various things. And so, yeah, I love the experience over there. And if you haven't seen it, Sin, I mean, you should definitely check it out. I think it's really, really cool.
And just to confirm, this is Income Island?
Yeah, you can find them on X.
Perfect. Yeah, I believe we might follow each other. And yeah, Rustan in World was asking what platform. It's sounding interesting. It's sounding like they've been head down just grinding away. So definitely
Sinful.
have to check it out. Huh?
Sinful. This will help. This will help you. Star Dogs.
Yeah. Yes. Whenever you said Dylan and Darcy, that's exactly where my mind went. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So right now, like I said, you go in the environment. They've done a lot of updates. Some of the most recent update is they have networking now, which means that you can have more than one avatar there online and speak to each other. Originally, it was just you yourself kind of going through it. So they've introduced that. They've actually created more environments in there. So they've got a university campus in there now. They've got basically like a stock exchange you can walk into as well. So they have that now. Of course, MetaRide, as One Instinct said, they have new MetaRide vehicles in there now. So that's really cool. And they're continually building it out with other features. So I mean, they're still theoretically in beta, but they've done a lot of advancements from day one to now, especially with the upgrades in visuals and graphics, to new avatars being added and more experiences being added all the time. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check out Income Island as well. Again, it's a completely different experience. But I think if I were to kind of align the experience with what they have going on there, I can almost relate that kind of closer to Decentraland, if that makes sense. Whereas I feel like Nifty is more like other side. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes, totally. Yeah, I mean, you spoke a little bit about it earlier whenever it came to like the meta and other side topic that each one is going to cater to their own crowd. Like usually, you get these same vibes. Okay, I'm trying to think if I'd get addicted to Income Island if this is the case. I'm definitely addicted to Decentraland. I don't know if it's the friends or if it's just a true deep-rooted addiction. We'll have to see.
No, for sure. And again, I think everybody should explore these different metaverses. I know that when you find a home somewhere, especially with your friends that you've grown with over the last several months, several years, it's hard to kind of break away from that. And when I say break away, is not to mean like break away from your friends, but try to go into a new environment. But I always implore that everybody should just try to go into different worlds and just explore. Like I said, Bubbles, for example, would be a great way for you as a host to go in there and have interviews, right? Go in there, have an interview, live stream it, have your speaker on stage, and have the rest of the audience in the bubble listen. That's a great, and visually, I mean, you've been over there, right? So, visually, it's amazing, especially in that world environment, seeing the water and the sunset and the mountains and trees, and just, it's ominous of like, Avatar, right? The movie, right? So I think it's a great environment. Nifty, we're going to be playing in that world too, from a personal standpoint with our community. But that's more going to be for questing, I know Raspy, as you were mentioning offline, he's building out his world as well, which I think is gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be one of the craziest worlds that's built out from a project specifically. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, this is where we're leaning towards is definitely gaming and social experience, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to just dive into other side right now. Let's take a look here. Where do I have my tab? Are you available to jump
Yeah.
in? All right, let's jump in. All right, my Decentraland friends, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get into CCL on my second PC over here, while I get into other side on the streaming PC. All right, we have and I guess just to get started on this portion of the interview, if anyone would like to join us on other side, what would be some of the steps that they would have to take?
So if you have a PC, there's two options to go through just the loading screen on launch.otherside.xyz, and of course go through the main other side meta account on X, for safety reasons, but it's launch.otherside.xyz, and you're there right now. And so, if you don't have what's called a Glyph wallet is a Yuga wallet that effectively you wanted to, you could sign up with just your email or your X account. And it's a simple way to create an account in a wallet with no KYC or just really a smooth integration for those that are onboarding that are new. And it doesn't even have to be in Web3, right? It creates a wallet in the background for you. So it's a Glyph wallet. Now, if you have assets from Yuga, whether it's a Bored Ape, a Mutant Ape, a Coda, a Meebit, and now a G's, you'll have access by, delegating your wallet or connecting your MetaMask wallet to that account, and that should pop up your avatar in your avatar selection screen. But for now, if you have if you have a PC, you can either enter or you can download the client. The client is definitely more stable. They just recently introduced, because I'm a Mac user, they just introduced a couple days ago the Mac client. It's still going through beta, so it has its glitches. But the biggest thing about being on the Mac and not download the client is that after about 30 minutes, it does time out. Because it's Pixel Cloud, right, based. So
Okay.
so right now you're basically, you got a Glyph wallet. It's pretty straightforward.
Yep, and I was gonna ask because like you mentioned that if you go to launch, if you go to launch.otherside.xyz, like you could sign in with an email address, but do you need to already have a Glyph wallet in order to access other side?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Or while you're on other side. If you already have one, yeah, connect that wallet.
Alrighty, with that said, here I'm gonna share the link over here with my Decentraland friends. Unfortunately, I have to open up Discord on my second PC. Just bear with me. While that loads, back to our regular broadcast show here. Okay, so currently I'm about 75% loaded in.
Okay. Yeah.
Currently,
Especially if it's the first time load, or one of the times you load in for the first time, it does take a little bit of time, probably under 2 minutes, but it needs to load that. If you're on the client and you download the client, the M2 client, it's way quicker. You're almost in there within seconds after the first entry.
so as always, client proves to be best. Same with Decentraland. It always has, always will.
It does, but just be prepared for your PC or Mac to start firing up like a turbine.
Does it like start breathing weird and shit?
Oh, it gets hot. I mean, I could probably make a hard-boiled egg or cook my eggs on my MacBook.
All right, so probably no one can hear me. So in just about a second, everyone that's in the world that would like to sign up to Glyph Wallet, I'm going to share Glyph right.
I'm trying to still get James to add the trenches collection in here so that my assets show up. So I try to do like random.
And the glyph wall is very easy to set up. You just go to useglyph.io. It's very easy. Like again, you can do it independently on its own website, or you can go through game and on the launchpad for other side and be able to just create it there. Again, there's just, if you already have a glyph wall, all you need to do is, however you set up your glyph wallet externally, you just have to basically connect it either through, let's just say email. You'd have to just connect it here through email, so it's the same account. Again, if you have, you know, your X account or your MetaMask wallet, you can do the same thing. And the only reason I say that is if you have assets in the wallet that have been delegated from cold storage to a hot wallet, it'll actually bring up your avatars.
Honestly, dude, I think the other side's gonna be.
Oh, really? Okay.
People already
yeah. So for I've got my Mew in my cold wallet. I delegated it to a MetaMask hot wallet, and then I linked that to my glyph wallet, so it's actually paired. And that way, when I go into game, I can actually see my avatars. I can switch from what this is called a void into either my Mew or a, as you can see, the G's, Bored Apes, Bodas. So really, right now, every time you get you load into the clubhouse.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
and just to,
where you at right now? I'm standing right next to Machiavelli and Rustan.
Yeah, let me get in game from you one second.
Okay, just making sure. Go ahead. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Let me get in game.
Loving the crowd. I love to see the different skins. Wait, now I'm wishing I was an ape. Let's open up Rustan's wallet here. Can I send him an item? I can send him an ape. It's a nice little setup.
You're gonna see me walk up to you?
Let's take a look. And we got hype. Oh snap! I love the robe. You looking fly, my friend.
Yeah. So let me basic functionality. So the B is for emotes. You have standard emotes with your avatar, right? Well, what they've recently is customized emotes. So if you look at me right now.
Yeah, you're like twerking.
Okay, look at me right now, right? Watch.
Oh god. That's custom?
It's custom. This is custom as well. So this is a custom emote if you interact with me.
Alright, so interact with you. Oh shit. Oh, this is cool. Getting you know, the Fortnite emote vibes from this.
Yeah. So again, these are custom emotes that have been added. They're not standard. They're you can actually gift emotes to people, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
So think of the cost on adding like assets or items, right? This is one of those features you can add items. One cool thing about this too is if you press the tab button,
and let's see if it works.
It'll actually show you over your avatar, your inventory, and your badges. Now, there's nothing set up for badges. Your inventory would be basically the assets you own within your suite of products that you have, right? So you might not have any, but your basic avatar will have your Voyager. One thing to note is in the top right-hand corner, there's the ape chain, ape coin symbol, and there's actually a ape number there. It might be 0 for you, right?
Yeah. What's
that? So let me show you something real quick. This is what's cool. If I walk up to you, which I will, don't move. I'm gonna interact with you, okay?
Okay.
I can actually send tokens, so I can send you ape coin. So I'm gonna send you 1 ape. So watch, I'll send it to you right now. It's basically gasless, and I'm done. So when you open up the tab button, you will see 1 ape coin in your wallet.
All right, let's see.
That's what I was saying to him. I couple back.
Oh, there was. There it is. Wow, that was quick too. You said gasless, quick, lightning fast. I mean, just a matter of me opening up my my profile. That's dope, man. And thank you for the 8.
Really on there with her coda. So yeah, I mean, like those are some of the cool things. I mean, if you want to chat, you have to press C to chat and let go after. So you have to hold it while you're chatting. So if you want to press that and say what's up,
I actually might have my mic closed here. Yeah.
You get the idea, right? With
Yep.
RC.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep. Oh, I like that they stuck with like the oops, sorry about that. I smacked my mic. The when you speak, it kind of like it's like sound waves coming out of your
I
head.
don't want anything over
I
the
like that they
face,
stuck
man.
with
That
that.
cold ball of
Julianne looks so cool.
that 4 days before they get it.
Let's roam a bit. We can roam. I mean, W is to move forward, S is to move back, A and D are to move side to side, and then you have a space bar you can jump, right? So we can run this way.
We can double jump too. Yeah, we aping.
Right? So it's fairly immersive. The only thing that you can go into right now is technically the clubhouse here, which is the Bored Ape Clubhouse. But unless you want to ask, you actually can't enter it.
Ah.
Open get it, right? But yeah. So let's roam around a bit.
Yep. And I do have to kind of mention, I remember, like, this is like way back when like Other Side like dropped. I was like listening to Twitter Space, and someone had mentioned that the world was going to have like the artwork was gonna have like kind of like World of Warcraft vibe to it. And I have to say, I see it, like, definitely. It's like, you know, WoW is usually a over-the-top game, like, this would be like actually being in it. Getting the same aesthetic, or at least, like, that's what I've seen. It's so cool. Oh, cows! Can you interact with them?
I mean, you can sit on it. You're standing on one now.
Yep.
That's cow abuse. But you can, like I said, you know, when you go through these portals, it actually launches you.
Oh.
So if you want to launch into the swamp.
Yep, let's go.
Jump, and then.
Woo! Oh, there's a little town there.
Yeah. But you see right?
See the what?
Did you watch? Oh, there you are.
Yep.
You see the details, right? I mean, it's a very detailed environment.
Yeah, and on browser, nonetheless, you know.
Yeah, so you can't do it right now, but when you get to the top of a hilltop or something, when you double press the spacebar, you actually can glide. I'll show you that in a bit, but let's run this way a bit. So again, this is a consistent environment. So this thing's running 24/7, right? They haven't shut it off yet. In the distance, you see the big over there?
Yep.
That's Metropolis, so that's part of the MeBits ecosystem.
Ah.
So that's another world we have no access to right now. But remember I told you earlier about like this kind of Ready Player One concept? It's similar to that. So think of that as another world you can enter. And that's a voxel style environment.
I see.
Okay. I'm actually going to open a bubble. This thing I was talking about before. I'm going to press T, just so you know. When you press T, bubble, either public or private. When you create a public bubble, anybody can join. But I'm going to create a private bubble.
Okay.
And so that's here, Mies, Julianne, yourself. Just invite yourself.
Alright, so we go to browse, press T, browse bubble. I see your bubble. Request to join. What up, Mies? I see you. Alright, we have made it in the bubble. Julianne, Mies, coming in the bubble.
See if Mies is coming in the bubble.
Welcome to the personal bubble. How big can these bubbles be?
Up to 500.
Up to 500. Okay, so that explains. I mean, earlier you were mentioning the bubbles and like kind of mentioning how I could host a show within a bubble, and yeah.
I'm gonna invite. So I've invited Mies. He just has to accept.
Hey, Mies, press T to open up the bubble menu.
Rested. But Meg wants to join too.
Let's go. Meg is in this.
No, I don't want to turn on the audio there just because we're over here and so it might actually have echo. I'm gonna leave it shut. I don't know if I'm just gonna let Meg know. So I'm gonna open up a chat group. When you open up a chat group, you hit enter or return and it opens up chat. I'm gonna type on video. Echo on screen.
Oh god, I'm just getting my glimpse of the chat.
I'm gonna add Roost on.
That's my friend.
Yep.
I love that man.
Let me just put you guys.
Hey Mies, what's wrong with our bubble?
Yeah, what's me's doing? Anyways, all right. So right now I can turn on you guys as speaker, but me being yellow, I'm the host.
Mm-hmm.
And as a host, and this is something I think they're working on, is as a host, I can invite you guys into the bubble through this and through a deep link outside of this environment.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you cannot invite people from outside this. When I say outside this environment, I mean like outside this bubble that are in game. You can do a direct link outside of this environment to like X or like Discord as well. So I hope that's something they're working on, because I mean there might be people that I don't follow that you follow that might be like, if I didn't know Roostan was part of like this kind of like this tour, I would never know, but you would, right? So you could invite them, but that feature's not live here, right? So but I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna go up. Just to give you guys an example of the total environment.
Yep.
So the swamp, which is the main kind of like area within the world, it's kind of the center of the world, is quite large. Now there's different tiers of the deeds, and so some deeds are like tier 1, tier 2 are going to be smaller environments. So if you think of like sandbox, right, smaller like 5x5s or 10x10s or whatever, similar to that with this, a tier 5 is like the largest, right? And so this is considered like effectively a tier 5. So as I'm going up, you'll see how big this environment is. Now as I'm going up, everything on the outskirts there, all the islands on the outskirts
Mm-hmm.
that you see that are not part of this main island,
Yeah,
right now are turned off, which means you cannot stand on it.
I see.
As well, if you go over the side, which means you go over the side of this island or swamp, you will respawn back to the main clubhouse. That's like an automatic respawn.
Ah, I see. That's
So again, while I'm doing
pretty
this,
massive.
like besides bubbles and roaming, what was there else to do, right? So like I said, the four of us came together to build some games based on the tools that were available and bring experiences which we never thought would actually have traction, but it has, right? So which has been crazy. So if you see here, like we're getting up higher, right? This is kind of the main island. So there's an amphitheater. If you look around, there's an amphitheater. There's the cake that I was telling you about earlier. It's like a
Yep.
mountain cake. There's a skull that we
Yep.
go towards. You
Mm-hmm.
can go inside the eyes and underneath the skull's mouth into a cavern. Down there you'll see like little black kind of like lines along the trees. Those are rails. I was telling you about the rails. You can actually rail on that up to platforms and up to the top of the tree. So there is a little bit of experience there in terms of gameplay, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. So I for some reason, like this bubble experience, the way that I can see someone using it is like, welcome to the world of Other Side. Just a huge tour of just like interesting places, maybe even secret places. Your tour guide is like maybe could have like a little filter on their mic that is like a loudspeaker. It's like
Right.
right now we are about to approach the slimy skull.
And there's other pieces there as you get to familiarize yourself with. There's the because right now swamp is the only area you're supposed to technically roam and kind of interact with. There is under the swamp as well that you can go in, but most people didn't know about that at the start. We had just started discovering these things, and so we were able to start like really getting to know some of the areas that most people weren't discovering just by us just trial and erroring and being degens, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was cool as if you guys see their MX is actually flying around with
Yeah,
his coat of
he was
dust.
he was hauling ass.
Do something.
Is that-
Do you
is that
remember? Remember 10KTF, the project?
NKT, I probably do not. Anyone in the chat do? Julianne or
That
when
is a
it...
10K. See it?
Oh, those are cool.
That's kind of like an Easter egg. So we're gonna go down into the cavern. I think we can all fit in here with this bubble. Yep.
Oh, that is where the cat is. We learn something every day, Julianne. Oh, okay. So, the entrance of the skull is like ground level. It's a cool cave. This a closed off area we're coming into.
This is inside the skull.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I like the slime up top.
So what I like
the
about this is
graffiti.
actually, if you get closer, look at the way the shine goes on the bodies of these avatars. Like they actually made it like, if you're standing next to this glowing slime, would your avatar glow too? You know what I mean? Like it's very detailed.
Yeah, I mean, I was noticing, yeah, the reflection of the sun on the water and stuff like that earlier. And once
So if you
again,
look,
this is a browser.
we're glowing, right? See?
Yep, we're glowing green. And
So really cool.
even the bubble even has an effect where like the outside layer, like you can see the craziness.
Yep.
Yeah, the soap we could call it. Are other side bubbles made of soap or snot?
Probably snot. But yeah, like you can get on these platforms, which is really cool.
Is it like a parkour? Like they are like set up close enough where you could like jump from platform to platform?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to try it, I'll break this ball. We can try it. I'm just gonna break it right now. Like I said, you can either just drop, or if you double tap on the space bar as soon as you start dropping, they'll start gliding,
Mm-hmm.
and then your W, your S, D, and A to move around. So I'm gonna break the bubble.
All right. Hey, I'm gliding. Let's go. Julianne is so cool. I love the trail that she's leaving.
Yeah, the creature trails.
Alright, where does this lead to? You can get up to, like, there? Alright.
Yeah, so we're gonna head this way.
Alright. I'll join you guys. Let's go. Alright.
Alright, so we can glide over to this other side.
Alright, where's the jump? Right there. Ah, I see. It incorporated the glide. I mean, why not? If it's a parkour, yeah, you have to. I guess the hardest things. Oh no, the hardest thing or the thing I would most struggle with is like calculating. Like, is this a glide situation or is this a?
It's pretty cool though, right? I mean, like I said, if you look all around you, I mean, this environment's pretty amazing, detail-wise, right? For what it is. And if we walk out, where am I right now? I'm just getting my bearings.
Oh no.
Yeah, if we walk out.
Oops.
Rear guys.
Where are you at? Okay, I see where Stan make. Oh, there you are. I'm on my way. Catch me. No. Says hi.
We're gonna go this
Oh,
way.
looks like we have a question from Rustan inside the other side chat. Does Hype know about the server cost to run this?
No. No, I do not. I'm sure it's because it's persistent, right? It does not stop.
Yeah. I guess my curiosity would be like with like let's say the deed holders, like if they wanted how will it be like structured for like with other side? Would it be that each holder will have to get their server running, or
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer because I don't know the full grand scheme of it, but I'm sure you know you have to run some type of independent server to run somewhat high quality games or whatever you're trying to build out, right?
or if there's gonna be like a certain limit, like you could use our server, but if you're trying to like go buck wild, you may want to get your own.
Yeah. We're just over here on the other side. See us?
Let's see. Did you jump across? Oh wait.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. I was gonna say I'll follow Julianne.
What do you think of the graphics though, overall?
I mean, I'm blown away for what there is like available, like the world we're currently in, to like this being a browser once again, and it working as smoothly as it is. I mean, as a Decentraland that used to use the browser, I remember the green walls all too well. And to give you a little context, the green walls, it's like we could only see a certain amount of scenes away, so then if you like ran too fast, you'd run into the green walls that wouldn't let you go through until the scenes loaded. This is beautiful.
Fine, ready? So, double tap.
Double tap and glide. I definitely see the potential in this world. I wish other side nothing but success. Like there's potential. I see it.
Let's take you out to the car. There's another feature on this swamp. This is a large mail jar, and there's rails there you can go grinding on. But you'll see it as we get closer.
Oh yeah, you were talking about those when we started covering the other games that Equity. Oh, this is cool. Oh my god, I love the particles or the stars.
Yeah, so to get on, you get this space bar and jump on the rails.
Oh. Oh, this is cool, and it like sticks, or like it's not like overly complicated to get onto the next rail.
For the most part, yeah.
And you can like glide off, climb the rail. Oh man, like apply some sort of like tag mechanic in this area, like you know, like it's like someone playing tag, someone's it, and you just have to like go through the rails and fly around and catch people.
Yeah.
You got a game.
It's pretty cool, alright?
Very, very. Thank you for showing us, giving us the tour of other side here. Alright, let's get into the bubble gang. Browse bubble. Press to join. Oh, looks like Miguel is interested. I'll drop the link, Miguel. 1 second. What was the name of the wallet again? Glyph?
Uh,
Glyph.
use Glyph.
Glyph.
Use Glyph, GYLPH.io. You can actually find it directly on the Launchpad. It'll help you set it up there as well. If I may. There it is. Wait, is MetaBeast? He's in the Discord right now too, right?
Yeah, MetaBeast is.
I'm gonna invite him as well.
Don't snipe my bubble. What's the biggest bubble you've had this far?
Just under 300.
300. Oh man, you push those limitations of when we said 500. It's like you've gotten pretty close.
Yeah.
Nice. How often do kind of like you? Well, I want to say use the word host, but in a way, like you said, it's like you kind of try to fill in the gaps.
Yep.
So I mean, like, is there a frequency of like times that you come in to other side with community members and just vibe or show them around?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of us just in general as a community have been kind of onboarding people, but for me and the guys, again, G Spot, Honeybee, and Machiavelli, we've been coming here prepping for the games on Saturdays. So we'll come here probably, a couple times throughout the week to just make sure the games are locked in. We'll do trial runs and stuff on the back end, so making sure that it all works. And then we spend, probably on our own, just individually, like 3 to 4 hours a day in here, just, just lay of the land, connecting with people. Because when we go back to the clubhouse later, you'll see a lot of people that are there now. Because I'm looking at the list of people that are in world, and there's quite a bit. So
Nice. Can I look at that list? Let's
T,
T. Ah, okay. So that's kind of like how.
that's our bubble, right?
Yeah. There, there isn't a friends list yet, right?
We just dropped.
Oh no, we lost Julianne. She's under us running around. See if she said something in the chat. So beautiful.
Okay, so we'll go real high.
Let's get real high. That is that the clubhouse like straight ahead? Or no? Oh, actually, yeah, it could be. I don't know. Look, okay, looks like Miguel has gotten the links I shared. Okay, so yes, Glyph, you can connect your wallet there, create an account, and then you can head over to launch.otherside.xyz and jump into in-world. You could just, I believe you just hit the enter button or like the join button. I forget exactly what it says. Like you don't have to download the client at first if you don't want to.
Yeah.
So I do have a question.
Yep.
Let's go then.
So there's also, do you know much about this Legends of the Mara?
Yeah, I think that is, and again, I want to think I'm not very well versed because I just entered the ecosystem probably a few months back. I know that's nothing that's really still paired with this. So again, I can't really speak to that, but I know what you're talking about, but I just don't have any background story or history on that. There are definitely a lot of people, I know what you're talking about. Yes, there was a Legends of the Mara. I mean, they're going to be opening at some point, the Coda Nexus, right? So that's going to be opening at some point where it's in game for Codas, in their world, and there'll be areas within there that are specific to, mega Codas and regular Codas. Um, this Metropolis that I'm kind of going towards, which might be towards your back, Sinful, if you look around, that's closed off in Nebet's world or Metropolis.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there's no access point for that one.
Yep, yep. It's so cool though. Are there any other worlds like at a distance? No, it looks like that's about it, right? For now. Uh, it would be cool to be able to like glide onto those other islands, like from that lip on the bottom under us.
Yeah, but those islands are not
Mm-hmm.
they're not fixed islands, so they'll fall right through.
Yeah, yeah. What happens if you fall right through? Like, do you just respawn
Yeah,
back
back at the clubhouse.
clubhouse? Yeah. You're oh. There we are. And look at all our friends. Send me one ape. What a savage. Is G Spot Timmy G Spot?
Yeah, is he down there?
Yeah, he's on the floor over there, next to MX.
Yeah, yeah, G Spot's down there.
I see G Spot. Free frog. Yeah, there's some people like coming through, keeping this place lively.
Yeah, it gets busy though. Oh, Gileon's been through this when we've had our games. It's been very busy. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, get in there, have fun. I'm gonna wait for your friend to come in here so we can take him around a little bit.
Oh,
Who else?
Miguel. Okay, he just mentioned. I tried to use the link, but it didn't work. Okay, this is a browser or a Chrome browser.
You have to use Chrome, correct? You must use Chrome.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm seeing him. He's like saying, I'm pressing the button, but nothing's happening." And I remember this was happening to me earlier. When me and Make were trying to set up, I was like, "Yeah, I'm pressing the button. I don't know what's going on." And I was using Brave browser. Um, Even the install button did not work, or the download.
Yeah, it's Chrome based. Now the bubbles are a little slow, obviously. So if you can truck by foot, it's easier. But just to get the view and experience of like this world, it's definitely nice to get into a bubble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna show
especially
them the
with friends.
theater.
Yes, let's go. Oh, this is a cool theater. Holy crap. This is what I accidentally mistook as a clubhouse.
Like you see how much more immersive this is.
Yep, yep. I'm loving the vibe of this theater. Or, I mean, theater? Is it a club? Is it an amphitheater? Like, okay, now I'm seeing the It's so cool. Someone definitely worked very hard on this.
Oh, they changed it. Okay, this has changed since last time I was here. Yeah, they've changed it.
Oh, we're getting new stuff. We're seeing new stuff.
That room,
How do you change who you interact with? Because mine's stuck on Bustan, but I don't see how you can change that. Do you
what do you
know?
mean by that?
So, in the bubble over Rustan's name, it shows F interact,
Yep,
but nobody else's does, and I can't.
it's
So, like,
because
I was able to check out his profile, but I can't
Yeah.
check out anyone else's.
it's based on proximity. So if you're closest to him, that's why. The only other way to interact is when you're out of the bubble. So it's
Okay,
all
and you can't move in the bubble.
no, you're fixed.
Okay,
I can pick you free, but I don't think it's gonna move you too much.
that's okay. I was just curious. It's not.
Yeah, but when you're obviously on the ground, like this, for example, like you'll be able to. Sorry, I'm just tripping out because this is new. I've never seen this before.
Gonna have to
I'm gonna
explore.
break.
Pop, pop. Oh, it doesn't let us too close to the door.
Interesting.
There must be some cookies in there. I'm all for breaking this so that I can get the cookies.
Yeah, I can't go past this wall.
Oh. Oh no, I fell. Oh no. Oh, what is this button over here? Okay.
Where'd you go?
For a second, I like
I-
fell. I think someone's near me. Oh,
I saw it too. Yes, I can't find it again.
jump!
was like-
It's right here, right with
Oh,
us.
shit.
But for a
Oh.
second, I thought it like gave me an option to press it, but never mind. I guess maybe I was tripping.
No,
Nah.
I thought we found the way in.
Yeah. I thought we just found like the secret, but hey, maybe that. Oh, I see. It's
Maybe
the button
someday.
because that's a speaker. That's the button to the
Oh.
speaker.
All right. Ah,
Ooh, how do I get up there? Oh, I get up there through here? No. Is there another wall here as well? No. Oh, I think I found a wall. Nope, never mind. I don't know why sometimes stuff works. And other times it feels like there's a wall. But I'm pretty high right now. Julianne, of course, looking cool as fuck. Flexing on us. I love it. I get up here? Nope. I'm over here falling to
Awesome.
my death. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, I was on mute. I was gonna say basically, oh man, I mean, some areas are interactive, some are not. But I think it gives you a good glimpse of what other side is, right, with the swamp, and just start playing around with it.
Mm-hmm. The world is your oyster, and yeah, I mean, just like with a lot of platforms that are out right now, or metaverse platforms that are out right now, it's like the people kind of make their fun. I feel like that was like true for like early Decentraland. Like it was up to us to make the fun, like, or else there was no fun, or
Agree.
or attempt at fun. But yeah. So, and that's definitely like what you are doing with other games.
Yeah, like I said, for the team, we've been spending a lot of time, as most people don't see the back end work we do. I mean, we spend a lot of time prepping. We do a lot of, pre-run throughs to make sure the games work and the experiences work. We do a lot of content on the timeline. We gather prizes from communities that want to sponsor and donate. And then we do post-mortem after the games just to make sure, how things went. And then between the games, I mean, we can run into bugs and issues that we have to like be reactive on. But it's been going well so far. Like I said, it's our 4th week. We're going to go into our 5th week this weekend. And we're just excited, man, as community to be able to offer this from us to the community just to have fun. Because we've taken the initiative, right? To do this it's been amazing, man.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Let's take a look here. See, I know that I've taken up a lot of your time so far, about an hour and 45 minutes or so, maybe a little more. So, what do you think? Should we get into like some final wrap-up questions?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I guess kind of to begin, what if anyone wants to collaborate with you or say what's up, get a hold of you, whatever it may be, what is the best way to reach you?
Yeah, there's a few ways to get a hold of me personally. You can go to my Mike's account, which is More Than Hype with an E, so more MORETHEN Hype HYPE. You can reach me on X, of course. You can reach us on the Other Games account, so it's at Other Games at Other Games XYZ. That's where you can reach our main account for any questions or get all the details and updates on what we're building in terms of games for the weekends. And yeah, that's probably the best 2 methods to reach me at, to be honest. Then of course, like I said, there's spaces all the time, and if people want to get information on what's going on with us and what we're trying to build here, they can always come through spaces. We talk about it a lot. And then on a personal level, like I said, I have a space on Tuesdays, which I talk about my community and my project. And so you can also, again, reach me through my personal account for that.
Hold up.
Yeah, if anybody
tomorrow is Tuesday. What time? I gotta show love if I can.
Well, it depends on where you are in the world, but it's 8 p.m. PST, which is 11 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. PST, 11 Eastern. Okay. If you like, I mean, I'll keep an eye out, but if you like, please send me an invite. Would love to jump in and support, just be there for you.
Yeah, for sure. I know May comes through all the time and a few others, but yeah, definitely come through and listen in what I'm building and ask, if you have any questions. But yeah, love the support and appreciate it. And yeah.
Okay. Next question. Your handle, More Than Hype. What does More Than Hype mean to you personally?
Well, it's actually kind of funny because you know how in the space everybody's like, oh, it's just hype for now and this and that, or it's all hype or hype this, hype that. Like most people think of hype as the word that's used to incite some type of like feverish, like, motion, like, yo, that's hype, or, don't hype up the product or whatever that's using context for. But when I came up with the handle More Than Hype for X, it was more than just about the hype. Like I'm here to build stuff, not just be about hype. And it was kind of an oxymoron, right? Just like, hey, it's not just about the hype. It's more than just about the hype. So I came up with that handle called More Than Hype.
I love it. Let's see. If you could collaborate with a non-Web3 figure that you feel would be a benefit to the overall ecosystem, who would it be? Have you thought about this?
We're talking like one person or one brand.
Okay, yeah, let's open it up. A brand or person.
I think if it came down to it, if we're talking other games, I definitely think of Mr. Beast as a person. Would be an amazing opportunity to elevate this metaverse gaming and be able to bring it to the mass audience. I mean, if he starts playing the other side, I'm sure people would be doing the same thing, right? So he's definitely a figurehead that can really incite people to onboard. So as a person, I definitely would say he would be one of my first choices. A person like him or a Kai Cenat, especially for this exposure to this world. As far as brands, and this is more of a personal kind of answer, is like I would love to work with brands like Funko or Mattel or Hasbro, like these staple iconic toy brands that have been built out through time to bring real IP to life. So that's what I would want to do on a personal level with my project.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was gonna ask when you said that on a personal level, like more related to like World of Tings or like other
Yeah,
projects. Nice, nice. I
yeah.
remember, the brief description you gave early on about it. Um, and I think I definitely would love to support any way I can too.
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate
let's see. I think this might be a perfect question to end on. I mean, Hype, you've been a busy person, both in Web3 and through the Ape Chain.
it. Yep.
You've been a founder. Founders are not necessarily, on the not busy side. They are always running. So, I mean, and excuse the pun here. So, beyond the NFT world, what hobbies or interests do you keep to like kind of keep you grounded?
I mean, I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend, that she keeps me grounded and kind of less focused on Web3 to kind of disconnect. She has to almost force me to because my mind's running pretty much 24/7 in Web3. So she's definitely been a great supporter of what I'm building here, but she also puts me in check when it comes time to like just disconnect. So from a personal level, just having time with her, just getting away from everything, which is very rare. As far as hobbies, like I love building cars. That's been always my passion, and I've built cars in the past for shows. So I think, for me, like when I get time or if I have time in the future, like I want to build another car. And so that's a hobby of mine that I think that I'll always have a passion for. So and of course, like we're in Web3, right? We love collectability, so I'm a heavy advocate and a person that collects toys. Like I'm a toy collector,
Hmm.
vinyl toy collector and such. So I love collecting like pieces that are not common, a little more rare, but I'm definitely a toy collector. So that gives me some enjoyment just to look at pieces and just know that, these are cool things that are built. And that's why I say with Web3, there's a lot of good IP that can translate into products like toys.
Like you mentioned, Funko.
Yep.
Yep. It falls in line. It definitely falls in line. Well, I mean, this has been an incredible interview, Hype. I hope you had just as much fun as I did. Having you on this show and spending this Monday evening with me. Thank you for your time.
No problems. And, again, shout out to you and shout out to Meg for introducing us. Um, Shout out to Ape Chain, of course, and shout out to, my other games team and the team I'm a part of with G Spot, Honeybee, and Machiavelli. So shout out to those boys for us coming together and doing something cool, really cool on Ape Chain with the other side. And of course, I want to thank everybody that came through tonight and was able to participate or just listen in. So I appreciate that and thank you.
Yes, definitely has been an amazing night. Still have a bunch of friends on Decentraland, and I mean, others have like popped in. I'm just about to get back in there on my main computer, so that we can say some final good nights to everyone. But yeah, Hype, it's been an incredible time, and like my DMs are open. Always feel free to hit me up if you need anything. And yeah, let's continue communications and collaboration in any way that we possibly like can come together.
100%. Yeah, for sure. And so I appreciate that. And like I said, anytime you guys want to come to the other side and get a tour or some newer people you want to onboard, just DM me and we can get together and schedule that.
You'll be my go-to person. I'll be getting people like, oh, I know someone that will give you a tour on the other side. Hold up.
Yeah. So awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate the time and like I said, giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of what we're building. And again, like I said, my DMs are always open. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up. But again, Sin, I thank you so much and appreciate the giving me the time.
Yeah, I definitely need to get in touch with your homies and have them on the show sometime. See what they're building. Get to know them as well. And I kind of also see that as like kind of kind of like a continuation, like having Machiavelli or what was the name? Tim G Spot, correct? Is that
Yep. Or Honeybee.
or Honeybee? Like, yes, I would. Oh yes, Honeybee actually recently followed me on X, so Honeybee followed you back, and yeah, let's do a show sometime. I as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate.
Thank you, thank you. All right, and to anyone that is left here for tonight, I can play some music here, maybe for like the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. Throw something on the screen, and yeah, we from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and stand by. We'll do a little rating on X, and I'll play some music for us. Thank you.